It's called small and medium scale now. But very soon, I'm not sure, two boys sit down in a room and created WhatsApp at almost no cost. And 3 years down the line, 4 years down the line, Mark Zuckerberg said, guys, because you realize that WhatsApp, with the way they were going to take over Facebook. Because they didn't need any finicky phone. Anybody, by the time the whole of Asia and Africa is on WhatsApp, they covered ground. And Mark Zuckerberg got smart and said, guys, come, let's talk. And those 2 boys, they gave them $19 million. This was about 2 years ago. How much is Nigeria for this? We need to begin to think. There's this concept called Gazelle, the Gazelle concept. The Gazelle, which we have. Gazelle, stop this. Gazelle. The Gazelle concept basically talks about businesses that aspire to grow and earn a minimum of $1 billion. So, if you really want to benchmark and aspire, think big. Okay, so we want to encourage Q&As back to our Q&A segments and we couldn't complete earlier on.
So if you have any questions with relation to customer service, I think a few people had questions. You weren't able to get to them. Are you ready to ask now?
Yes.
Or your mouths are full? Yeah.
My question is about, you talked about personalizing our brands.
Yeah.
Some of us, we are into coaching, business coaching, where we are going to be talking one-on-one with a lot of people. And due to this, we have to be creating groups whereby we can interact with them. But then, so many people want to talk to you. They just want to have a personalized talk to you. You don't have more than 24 hours in a day. You are just a woman, you have a husband, you have children, and you have other responsibilities. How do you think what do you think is the best practice in order to be able to attend to so many people who still want to talk to you?
Okay, 3 things. Scale. Let me use the word scale. SCALE. No matter what you're doing right now, and I'm going to put that in the context of personalization. No matter what you're doing right now, you need to have at the back of your mind that given the current growth that you are experiencing now, how do you scale? And scalability is how you are able to multiply what you're doing now, maybe raise power 10. Do you understand? So, again, question is, the people that you are interacting with, if that interaction is geographically bound, that means you're in the same geographic area. Do you understand? What it then means is that you probably will need to segment, allocate time based on those that are in your area. But what scale is saying is that your customer in Sierra Leone, your customer in Kano, your customer in North America, how do they reach you? Do you understand? On one hand, you can say, oh, phone. That's one hand. But where I'm going is this. The easiest way to scale anything you're doing in this 21st century is via technology, online. Guess what? Jumia has how many thousands of customers that are reaching them every day? Jumia, it's crazy the numbers, right? But when you go onto the platform, right, the people that you're going to interact with already almost automatically, the app pops up to you an interactive conversation. How many of you have seen that? Interactive, because it has moved from servicing 5 people to servicing 10 people. So what you know what you do to scale it up, you need to also empower some other folks. If you're going to scale up to that level, right, you need to empower. You need to replicate, you need to clone yourself. Cloning yourself may also require for you to transfer what you do. Everything that you do. We talked about video. Right? And we're going to, somebody was developing an interactive website for somebody just now. And the reason why things are going in that direction is essentially because we are in a fast-paced world where people want solutions now. Do you understand? I can't wait for 24 hours. I can't wait for 2 hours. Right? I want it to be solved now. And I don't need to come to your office to get my problem solved. That's not scalable. As a matter of fact, I can't remember the last time I entered the bank. To be very honest with you, I think the last time was when I was trying to get apply for a British visa. Do you understand? Because what do I want to go to the bank? Why do I need to go to the bank? Everything that I can do on my phone. In fact, I'm even afraid that the amount of jobs that will be lost, and and we need to see that it won't be job losses. I choose to see it as redistribution for those who can take the cue. There will be no bank tellers in 5 years' time. There will be no bank. That job will not exist. How many of us have read Home My Cheese? You read? The cheese has moved from that train station because technology has come to change the way we do things, and it's not going to go back. It's not going to go back. I'm sorry. So let him that hath here. That's all I can say. So back to your question. Scale is if those customers are increasing significantly, you have to find a way to scale up, either document what you do, create an interactive medium. And again, every time I'm talking about, I can't just go past online. I can't just go past this. My mind cannot go beyond the technology. It can't go beyond technology. We have technology such that people record videos of sessions. I've been privileged to be a part. You have that too.
But people still want to talk. Even after my video that they hear my voice and everything, they still want to, they will say, I want to talk to you.
That's fine, my sister. That's because there are 10 of them now. It's good. Your voice is sexy. Good, fine. But that's because your customers are, there may be 20 or 30 now. What will you do when there are 1,000? It is not sustainable that you see everybody. Which is why you need to be thinking that direction. That is the solution is if this thing scales up to 1,000 in a month's time, you don't have 1,000 hours a day. So you need to be thinking scalability. Scale. How do I scale to make sure that I'm interacting less physically as I grow my subscriber base? I'm interacting more maybe with remote access. Why can't you interact on Skype?
Yes, I do.
Okay? So the truth of the matter is that ultimately, if your business is going to grow the way you want it to grow, by the grace of God, right, you have to think scalability. You have to think scale. I was just going to share with all of us that once upon a time, or even up to now, distance learning can only be done in the classroom. I've been very privileged for the better part of my life. I was privileged to be a part of the team that you just say, hey, stop. Put the learning, put everything, put the class, put it inside there. Give it to the students. I'm sure we've heard. And we partner with Obafemi Awolowo University. Who would think that you can do nursing online? Who would think? We parallel it and it's done. Online. You can have a degree from Obafemi Awolowo University. No, when I interact with students, they say, will it be the same certificate? They won't write online with the certificate. It's the same certificate. And we've done the same thing with ABU. They have the biggest MBA in Nigeria is online. Over 1,000 students. Sorry?
How about the practicals? When you talk about losses?
They go to centers. Do you understand? They partner with all the key centers. You know, in our mind, we box things in our mind. So we have to.
Can I share something, sir?
Yes.
With regard to scalability and still personalization,
Yes.
I think that's the problem that you're having. I've learned something from you with regard to scalability. I don't think in terms of scalability. I'm a very personalizing kind of person. The solution is basically taking the two worlds and merging them together.
I agree.
I tell the story of the CEO, the current CEO of T-Mobile. Who knows T-Mobile? Yeah, T-Mobile in the US. It's a multi-million-dollar company. The CEO of T-Mobile, when he came in a few years ago, had a problem. He came in when T-Mobile was suffering. T-Mobile was having the worst time of their life in the US. All the other competition was doing better than them. And he came in with a concept that if he could only personalize the service of T-Mobile, if he could only bring people closer, make them feel warm and fuzzy with them, they would win market share back. But that's very difficult to do when you are a multi-million-dollar company. So here's what he did. The CEO set up a Twitter account. Listen to this, and probably you should write it down, because this has saved a multi-million-dollar company. It will definitely grow and explode yours. So he set up a Twitter account as the CEO with his own name. And then he started to tweet every day. And then when he noticed people having problems on Facebook that they mentioned, on Twitter, where they mentioned they complained about T-Mobile, or this problem T-Mobile, that problem T-Mobile, because T-Mobile was having so many problems. The CEO himself would jump in and mention them and promise them, we're going to take care of that. He did that for just a few months. After a while, people started telling everybody, can you believe this? The CEO of T-Mobile was talking to me personally, handled my problem personally. T-Mobile loves us. T-Mobile cares about us. Before you knew it, market share back up.
Service.
T-Mobile is one of the most respected in the USA as we speak today. Guess what? CEO still tweeting. So the concept is this. He has thousands of customer support people. They handle all the problems, the one-to-one definite problems. He comes in and behaves as the face and talks to them personally and says, look, don't worry, I'll get somebody to take care of that. Can you come with me? And then before you know it, everybody falls in love with that company. I think it's a combination of both.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that, Mr. Olo.
Yeah.
And it just goes to corroborate the story about those guys who will call into 111 then.
Yes.
And because in their mind they believe they're talking to the network. In their mind, and that's the psychology around it.
Yes.
They believe in their mind that I'm talking to the network. So at that point in time, the person I'm talking to is the owner, is the engineer, is the market, is the network. Yes, that's the psychology. And then they believe he must solve my problems. And then what I'm simply doing, I'm just simply escalating to the relevant party. If it's a network problem, I will know by the time I talk to him. Oh, sir, so you mean when you stand in your window, you can't get signal? Oh, I can't get signals. You people must do something. So, not a problem, sir. And then he feels like, are you sure you're going to do it? I said, not a problem, sir. Would that be all? Oh, yeah. But I remember one thing again. No, my credit was dropped the other day. How much was dropped the other day? Oh, it was 59 or 59. What time to what time? I checked the call history. I checked the application, and then I can either verify. I know that this guy is just making a prank. Do you understand? And then I'll tell him, not a problem. That goes to the billing department. Do you understand? So all the departments are already in my view. I see where that problem is going to, and that's the beauty of technology. And I also know that this person, uses 509 a month, for example. But if I have 1 million people using 500 naira in a month, right? That's 500 million. I can predict that is revenue. That is called revenue assured. You are sure that because of so, I now design products for them to make sure that I appreciate them. These people give me 500 million a month. I'm not joking with them. Segmentation. Right. Any other questions?
We have a couple of questions. Here's what we're going to do. We're running out of time because we have to release Mr. Ozubaku. We're going to ask a couple of questions. We're going to just keep it to 30 seconds, 1 minute, if we can do that. If you have any questions, we have somebody here.
Thank you very much. So far, I've been sensible. But my question is basically concerning the starters. What you have given us so far, basically is about those people that are already on ground, what they can do to take their business to the next level. But what about those people that just started, they are about to start rather?
Beautiful. At the beginning, if you remember, I said the same philosophy that you use to attend to one customer, the same principle, the same mentality, the same approach that you use to approach 1 naira is the same approach you must use in applying to 100 naira, 1,000 naira. And that's it's a mentality, it's an ideology, which is why these principles, the same way you will service Madame, right, is the reason why her customers want her to be the one servicing her. So if you have good customer service to one person, you need to be able to replicate that to all the people, because that's what's going to make them come back. That's why they love her so much, and they want to come back. So it's not just for the gazelle businesses, no. It's for, in fact, it's better at this level, because you can then manage it and then grow it. And by the way, those guys, they didn't start with 1 million customers. They started at 1.
So I want to just quickly share this story. Unfortunately, he had to leave.
Oh.
You were talking about him, you were coding. I didn't want you to code. You were talking about your laundry guy.
Oh, Larry.
Unfortunately, he's left. Perfect story.
Yeah.
He's also my laundry guy, by the way. He's a small company.
Yeah.
But he does the ironing and everything himself.
Yes, yes.
But he has, in that estate where we live, I think he's the one that services virtually everybody.
This is an amazing guy.
That is a small scale business. It's the customer
Very
service.
small. I do my laundry at Laundry Box. Laundry Box is a reputable operator. But I'm not satisfied. I will tell Mr. Get on here. It's personalized. Yes. The chinos here, and it delivered. I tell him, can I have it in 24 hours? I'll bring it. Mr. Larry, very dead to my heart. And he does it with a smile. You know, we talk about attitude. Yes, next question. Still, I'm going to take too much time.
Who's next? Question.
My own question is with regard to delivery service
Okay.
and emotional intelligence.
Okay.
I actually deal with local products. I supply raw yam tubers. But there are situations whereby when you go to the market, especially when the yam is not in season, and probably you have promised your customer that you'll be bringing the yam, and there are cases whereby you get to the market and because it is not in season, it has to be a kind of higher bidder or whatsoever. So into that, you might not be able to supply. You know, there are cases whereby the customers want to embarrass you and like, Madam, they have told me that you used to disappoint somebody and all those things. At times they shout at you and all those things. You actually need to be giving them reasons why you are not able to actually supply them, because you actually want to make profit. So